High atop Independence Pass, Deb is going to do a snow angel. All right. Hey everybody, it's Johnny and Deb.
We're the Carnivore Caveman Keto couple. Welcome back
to the channel. So today's video is going to be about back on oMAD.
Yes.
Our favorite style of fasting eating so far.
Yeah, definitely. Tried a lot of different versions of intermittent fasting, and if you guys didn't see the last video, Johnny and I, and it was under, I looked at the calendar, Johnny was right, it was a little under 30 days, but we tried the alternate day fasting. Meaning, and we didn't do it where it was like dirty alternate day where you can consume up to 500 calories.
Right.
We did no calories, and we did several 36 hours.
And it was tough.
It was hard. It was hard. Yeah. In the beginning, it seemed easy, and then it got harder. And like I said before in the last video, I just thought about food way too much, guys, and that's not like me. I didn't like it. So back on oMAD, 1 meal a day. For those of you that don't know what oMAD is,
one meal a day, and the weight's coming off quickly. When I did my ab reveal, I was around 180, 181 pounds. I'm 184, 185 now. Really strong, big gains at the gym. And again, the reason I'm trying to lose the weight, Deb's trying to lose more weight, is for our climbing, so we can become better climbers.
We want to make that clear, because I know some people that
it's not vain.
No, it's not. You know, we've had people say, "Oh, you guys look great. You know, just stay the way you are. You look happy and healthy." We are happy and healthy, but we were very humbled this past weekend when we went climbing at Penitente Canyon here in Colorado.
Yeah.
The book said there were harder climbs, but there was only like 2 that Johnny and I could barely do. We were very humbled, and there was like over 100 routes. And you look at some of these climbs, guys, and you're like, how is somebody doing that?
Yeah.
So
you got to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, we both kind of want to shed some more fat, gain some more muscle, so we can do the climbing we know we can do, and we want to do.
Our goal is to climb 5'11". Me lead 5'11", which is harder because you have to get to where you can put a quick draw into a bolt, and so you're hanging on, your shoes are on a tiny little ledge, and you're holding on to a little crimp.
Amazing finger strength there.
Yeah. And just think about climbing something really difficult with a backpack that weighs 20 pounds or something. So
but we're going to get to it. I mean, that's the goals. But the video today really is going to be pros and cons of oMAD, 1 meal a day. More pros, in my opinion, than cons, but there are a couple cons. Let's talk about those. John, you want to talk about cons?
The cons, I would say, and this kind of goes with any type of fasting, is socially, any type of fasting, oMAD especially, can get in the way of going out with friends. You know, hey, let's go grab lunch. Well, I don't eat till 5 o'clock. Well, let's go grab dinner. Well, I ate my meal at 3. You know, so it can get in the way. You can definitely plan around it, but that's definitely
and once in a while, John, we'll move our feet. I usually like to eat between 4 and 6. That's when I feel the best. I'm never hungry in the morning, so it's hardly ever breakfast. Skip lunch because we're always doing stuff. So, you know, and sometimes we even push it later. If we're out climbing or hiking or doing something, sometimes the meal isn't till 7:30. We don't like to eat late, but sometimes we don't have a choice.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
And Deb hit on something, you know, we never eat breakfast. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day.
Yeah. Break fast. That's when you break your fast. But again, you know, we have John's daughter and her friends are coming into town this week, and they're going to be here just 3.5, 4 days. But our friends and family kind of know what we're doing, and so, you know, a lot of times when they want to eat lunch or whatever, we'll just go and have water. I mean, I don't ever feel pressured that I have to eat socially with people. When we first started doing this, I did. I felt guilty, you know, when people were eating, but I thought to myself, this is my body, my health, and if it's, I've already had my meal and somebody wants to go out to a restaurant, I'll go out and sit and socialize. I don't have to eat. Does it make them uncomfortable? Frankly, I don't really care.
A little bit. You know, they feel bad.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we want to eat in front of you.
We were actually, when we were on the alternate day, we went climbing in Moab. This has been a few weeks ago. And our friends came down, Jeremiah and Nicole came down, and they were hungry. And
we were fasting.
Guys, go ahead and eat. Don't feel bad because like, no,
we're
not
eating.
You
tempting
know?
us, which it was, but I told them it wasn't. But yeah, so that's a con, the social thing. Another con I think would be if you're not used to intermittent fasting, just going from like the standard American diet, or if you're a big time carb burner, I don't know, one meal a day would be torturous. You'd be thinking about food.
Thought about
you'd
food
be having
more
all
on...
these blood sugar like highs and lows. You'd get hangry. I used to get hangry.
Right.
I mean, you could try it, but I think it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
On, if you're a carb
Any
burner.
type of fasting, you're going to want to wean yourself off of the standard American diet. Start weaning yourself off of carbs and sugars and sodas and anything sweet.
We're just not meant to eat all the time. We are not grazers. And that's going to be another video. This whole snacking thing that everybody does drives me crazy. But some pros. There's a lot of pros in my opinion. Pros, as active as we are, Johnny and I don't have to take food with us. We don't have to get up early and have a big breakfast, and then we don't have to stop and take snacks or pack snacks. We just don't eat till we get home.
Another pro, feeling great, feeling lean. You feel skinny all the time.
I love to feel empty. The other day we had a big, huge meal. I ate way too much. It was carnivore keto. We didn't cheat or anything, but it was way too much food, and I just felt like I ate too much. I don't know. We were hanging out with friends, and I just kept eating. It was bad. I don't like that. I like to just eat till I'm full, and then I don't know. It works for me.
Yeah, it does. And once you start fasting and you get used to it, you'll feel better when you're in a fasted state than after you eat all the time. It just feels so good.
Another pro, Johnny likes cooking. I don't particularly like cooking. You don't have to worry about all these meals, guys. You don't have to worry about what am I having for breakfast and cooking and then cleaning up after your breakfast or lunch or snacks. You just worry about your one meal and try to have, all your fat and your protein, and if you eat keto, whatever carbs you eat for that day. But it's just so simple. We make food way too complicated. My gosh.
And we've made it a social event too. We talk about social eating. It's
eat when we're sad. We eat when we're bored.
Get your friends out and go for a hike.
Yeah, go bowling. Go bowling and don't drink.
Don't make eating a social thing because you'll overeat. You'll eat the wrong things.
They feasted back in the day. It's always been social, feasting and stuff. So we've always revolved parties and celebrations around food for sure, but I think it would if you can kind of get away from that a little bit, food is to fuel the machine. I've always said that. It's not to masturbate the tongue. We don't always have to eat everything that tastes great. Johnny, he eats liver. He doesn't love it, but he gets it down.
I'll do a video on how I do liver. Another pro is you'll lose weight. It's very easy to control your calories. You're eating one meal, Deb and I don't count calories much, but you can look at that plate and kind of know.
If you're not eating a bunch of carbs, we're talking carnivore and keto. Now, we're not talking the standard American diet. I don't think you could order like a big pizza and a bunch of ice cream and think you can eat whatever you want in that meal and do well.
I mean, even if you weren't carnivore or keto, you could it is a way to lose weight because you can look at your calorie intake. Everybody knows what a slice of pizza is calorie-wise, things like that.
And Johnny and I differ a little bit. The more I'm learning about calories, calories are kind of, counting calories, you can't really, we don't know exactly what calories are in food. And I think if you're off by, say, 50 calories a day in a week,
that'll stop your weight loss there. It can.
Calorie counting, I've never really been into it. I don't do it.
Well, that's why carnivore and keto are so easy, because your body's using all that protein and all that fat, practically.
And we had somebody ask us the other day, do you think you can overeat fat to stall your weight? Yes, I do believe that. Some say no. I say
it's a little
absolutely.
Harder because you get so satiated.
No, I disagree, especially with women. Us women that are being close to menopause, or you premenopausal women, that maybe metabolism or hormones are a little off, or we're metabolically not healthy. If you're eating too much dietary fat, then your body is going to burn that for fuel before it burns your body fat. And if you're not super active, if you're not hitting it at the gym or super active, you may never have an opportunity to tap into that body fat. So your weight could stall. That is my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I don't know this for sure, but it makes sense that if you're not really, really active and you're eating a ton of butter and having all this, bulletproof coffee and thinking you could be just using that
Oh,
fat
yeah.
and not tapping into body fat. So that's, you know, that's something to think
But
about.
that's why I like oMAD, because you can look at that one plate of food and you'll know if you're overeating.
You know, I just
You know, you can only fit so much food on one plate, and it should never be more than
yeah, but
one
see,
plate.
what John doesn't understand, he's a guy with a ton of muscle, guys, okay? And yeah, and us women, I'm a pretty small, petite, I have pretty good muscle mass for my
Right,
size,
right.
but I'm only 5 foot. And if I ate the same amount, and I could eat, sometimes I look at our plates and they're very similar. I can
Right,
put the food away, but
That's when
I
go,
don't think I
"Give me that piece of
probably
steak."
should do that. I don't think I need that. So I, not that I restrict my food, but I'm aware of my plate size and how much fat that I think I need. If I'm crushing it at the gym that day, or I know I'm going to do, you know, a super long hike, I could have a little bit more. So I certainly don't count calories, but I don't. It's just not like carte blanche for me, where I'm just like,
No, you can't. You can't go nuts.
No.
You can never go nuts on eating.
Because
You
remember,
eat,
fat calories are way more calorically dense than carbohydrates and proteins. So we have
Sure.
to keep that in mind.
sure. And Deb reminds me of that quite a bit, because I'll have a lot of meat with a lot of fat, and it can sometimes be more than I need. Is it good sometimes? Yeah, but it's hard to overeat consistently when
I
you're
agree.
when you're carnivore and eating so
And
much.
that's another pro of oMAD. Yeah, the whole overeating.
It's
So-
almost hard, and it's easy to track because you know what's on that
Right.
one plate.
Right. So yeah, bottom line is, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think if you get used to intermittent fasting, oMAD is eventually going to become pretty simple, because I find that people that do carnivore and keto for an extended period almost do just eat 1 or 2 meals. Rarely do I
Yeah.
ever see people
You just
eating
kind of
3.
ease into that,
Yeah.
where I'm not hungry. You know, why eat if I'm not hungry? Especially if you're trying to lose weight. So yeah, it's a really fun way to do it. When we say oMAD, you know, 3 to 5 days a week, and you should always mix it up. You know, don't get on a Monday through Wednesday. I think you have to mix it up. You know, do oMAD 3 days in a row, and maybe throw in a day of 2 meals, and then and then another week you might do 2 days in a row eating 2 meals. Hey guys, we are headed up to Independence Pass. Check out some of these videos. It's still winter up in Independence Pass, and the pass just opened, so we thought we'd go up and check it
For
out.
those of you who don't know, a lot of passes in Colorado close for the winter, and then it's like a celebration when they open. So it's pretty cool. So we're excited for that.
So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Hit the bell notification. That'll let you know when we put out our next video.
And just remember,
Meat